What's up, CFPers? I wanted to take a quick couple of minutes and just talk a little bit about where you should be in your preparation if you are taking the November exam. So, if you're taking the November exam, you're taking it sometime during that first week of November. And at this point, we are at the 8th of September. So you have roughly from now until what I would say October 1 at the latest to be going through your reading, to going through your videos, to completing reading the content, and being familiar with it. And at that point, you need to change gears from being in reading mode into review mode. If you're at the point where it is now October 1st and you're still reading material, you're going through videos, you're still getting to know the content, and everything that you're reading is still primarily new, you're starting to kind of push yourself into a really bad position. And ideally, you want to be in a position where you can start flipping through on October 1st, you go directly into review mode. And the point of review mode is really to be the time where you're starting to apply the concepts. So that is the most important part, is to learn how to apply the concepts and then learn some testing items. If you're still reading from October 1st to November 1st, you're not really giving yourself a chance to actually apply the concepts, because remember, this test is an application test. The test isn't how well you've read the books or how well you can regurgitate information or how well that you can identify something from your flashcard. This learning mode is meant to be done here before October 1st. So if you're in the situation where you're going, it's now October 15th and you have 2 weeks to review, you're really putting yourself at a serial disadvantage. You want to get a majority of your learning done prior to October 1st, and you really want to be flipping it into review mode to make sure that you're giving yourself the most amount of time. Now, when you're applying concepts, this is high level work. This is where everybody makes a huge mistake. You can read for hours and hours. You cannot do a high level work for hours and hours and hours. When you're doing high level work, this is now when the time that you're actually studying starts coming down, but the intensity of those study sessions is going to go up. So when you're reading and doing videos, and I'm going to relate this back to when I just recently took CFA and passed CFA level 3. But over the last 2 years I took CFA, I would leave myself somewhere around 6 to 7 weeks to be reviewing. My reading and watching videos, I could sit down on a Saturday afternoon, watch a 4 hour video, take an hour or two break, and watch another 2 hour video, and I could spend 4, 6, 7 hours in a given day watching videos or reading. That's a pretty exhausting day and it's pretty terrible, but it's doable. That's not where you want to be here. When I'm in review mode and I'm answering questions, I typically want to be working for shorter periods of time with very high intensity, with a lot of breaks, but never really pushing to a big number of hours in any given day. That's where I'm studying every single day, but I'm studying for shorter periods of time. But the intensity is paramount. There's no phone out, there's no TV, there's no email, there's zero distractions in that stent, because the intensity goes up, because now I actually really have to start thinking about every single question. If you're in review mode and you're trying to spend 6, 7 hours a day, it is a lost cause. That cram on the weekend type of mentality is not going to really work. You want to be really, really consistent, because going over something 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, that's where you're going to end up making the most out of it. You're going to get the most out of your prep time, and the application is going to be at its absolute highest, because you've been forced to look at multiple different angles for that question. So kind of just a brief overview of where you should be and what you should be thinking about in terms of the exam. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My email is jnissim@nissimtutoring.com, or you can reach me via LinkedIn message. All right, everybody. Hope that's helpful. Hope that gives you a little bit more insight, and I hope you have a great day.